you're a golfer who struggles with hip stability in the golf swing, I'm going to take you through a series of exercises from beginner to advanced that's going to help you improve this. So with all these exercises, the primary focus is on hip dominant, increasing stability and strength in and around the hips. We're going to start with the simplest variation to move that forward. So basically, I don't want you going into the next step until you've kind of mastered this one. We can see that progression long term of how you get to the most advanced movement. The first one, you're going to start with a long resistance band like this, and you're going to stand in the center and bring it up above the shoulder and head. So you can see the band's at its most tense position here. You need to start with your feet roughly shoulder width apart and slightly open. So this is the optimal squat stance. Depending on your kind of body setup, you might change that width a little bit. So play around with that. Holding the band, you're going to, in a controlled manner, squat down with a real key focus on keeping the knees in line with the feet. So almost pushing the knees open and away. As you go down, the band's going to get shorter. So it loses tension. As you drive up, it's going to increase tension. That's where you have to increase your strength and power and apply more effort driving up. We want to focus on keeping those feet in the correct position, driving the feet into the ground, and keeping the head and chest as upright as possible. So once you've got to a position where you've increased the strength of the resistance band and you can confidently do at least 12 repetitions for 3 sets, you're then going to move in with a dumbbell in each hand. Depending on how strong you feel, you obviously need to test this where you start with a couple of light dumbbells in each hand and increase the kilograms as you go. We want to look for around about 10 repetitions, somewhere in that region, for about 3 to 4 sets. So you're going to take the same setup with width of feet, dumbbells to the side, and then you're going to simply squat down, same control, and powerfully drive back up. It's really important as you add the weight, you push as hard as you can from the bottom up, so you're not just moving leisurely and you're not just staying at a weight where it feels comfortable. You need to push it to increase that strength and power output through those hip muscles. Okay, so the next variation does become a little bit more intense, a step up. You see how we've got a dumbbell in like a front squat position, resting on the top of the shoulders with the elbows up roughly shoulder height, facing forward. This is naturally going to put a little bit more stress through the wrist joint, but persevere with this because this is actually obviously a massive benefit to gain for golf as well. Because we're having to stabilize the weight through the upper body, and then when we move down, this is also going to increase trunk stiffness and trunk stability. So basically what is known as core strength. We're going to go into the squat position. We're going to move exactly the same down as we've been doing, but the aim is to try and feel like those shoulders or those elbows stay up high. We keep tall in the upper body and we move powerfully from that ground up. We're really having to strengthen through the glute muscles specifically here. Obviously the glute plays a massive role in the hip stability. So for the golf swing, that's going to really help with power production and staying stable throughout the motion. The final progression we're going to go through is going to force you to get more load through the body in that hip dominant exercise. So we're going to use a landmine setup. So you can use a landmine connector at the gym or wedge it up against something stable. We're going to lift the barbell up and we're going to specifically take the grip where the bar sits in the palms of the hands. Because the bar's in a fixed position, where you stand in setup, you're going to have to adjust accordingly. So essentially, I want you to feel like you pull the elbows into the body, so the shoulder blades almost pull backwards. You see how the bar's a little bit away from the chest, because what's going to happen is you squat down, the bar's going to get closer to the body. So we're going to squat down. We want to feel like the upper body stays upright, like with all the other exercises. Good depth, and then a powerful drive through the legs, not moving the hands, not moving the bar as you come up. Obviously we can add more weight onto the barbell accordingly with your strength, whereas obviously with the dumbbells, especially in the front squat position, you're going to be a little bit limited to how much weight you can put through. So this is going to help you increase your maximal strength and your maximal power in that hip dominant exercise, increasing that vertical force, increasing that hip stability, and that control in the golf swing that's going to be all important. If you found the information useful, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel.